Sweet Derek, are we live?
We are live, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Naturals Pod.
Welcome to this episode of the Naturals Podcast. As always, I'm Uncle Kyle, respectfully seated next to me, not on the sticks this time, Sweet Derek, the motherfucking producer.
Ooh, we in front of the camera today.
In the hizzy.
We in front of the camera
In the
today,
limelight.
man.
Look at him. He moisturizes. Fresh haircut. Appreciate him in the comments.
Yeah.
You're looking good, buddy.
Thanks, dude.
Today, we're discussing one of my most fascinating experiences that I've had with religious weirdos. And I have had several of them throughout my life, so maybe we'll make a series out of this. But I gotta say, I feel like Steve Irwin staring at crocodiles. Shout out to Steve Irwin. R.I.P. Steve Irwin. What
Yeah,
a
legend.
legend. And his
Legend,
kids,
dude,
too.
yeah.
They're still doing the conservation
cool
thing.
stuff,
Great
too, yeah.
people.
Yep.
But I feel like Forrest Galante discovering a species of animal thought to be long extinct, and then I'm just like, oh my god, there they are, the religious weirdos, they're there, right there. Good god. So
Boy.
you remember a couple years ago I was working out at Nellis Air Force Base. The guy that was running this shop was an enigma. He was contradictory to what you would think a 6'3" tall, very, very dark Jamaican man from Jamaica would behave and act like. He did have the accent,
Okay.
which was nice. I'm not going to do anyone the disservice of trying to recreate that because it would be embarrassing.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, dude. We don't want to be a Chet Hanks up in here doing rap
Yeah.
videos and interviews in Jamaican accents, dude.
He
Like,
did, actually? Oh,
it's
my
so
God.
bad. You haven't seen that? You got to look it
No,
up. It's
real
hilarious.
quick,
On the
put
red
a short
carpet,
clip
too.
right there.
Oh.
Big up the whole island massive. It's your boy Chetana coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want to say? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
Oh my God.
Right there, dude. It's
I
terrible.
knew of the Chet Hanks, but I didn't know how quite deep down the rabbit hole
he
Chet
did it,
Hanks
dude.
went.
He did it. No shame, bro. It's hilarious.
Has he have people flamed him, and has he responded or said why he is using a Jamaican accent?
I'm gonna have to look into that, but he did respond to it. People were flaming him, but he's just like, he's like, I'm respecting the culture. and I'm
No.
just a part of it.
No.
And it's just like,
No.
you're not.
No, not even a little bit. But he did. This guy's name was Marcel.
Did he have the dreads?
He did not. He
Oh,
had
alright, cool.
a short haircut. He was very respectful. This guy
Okay,
kept
okay.
it crispy clean. The boots were always clean. His slacks were always ironed straight at the hem, and he had a nice work shirt on. I mean, upon first glance, when I took the call out there, I was like, this guy seems like he's pretty good. He's like on top of his shit. But as I worked there longer and longer, I came to find out that this guy was not only a religious weirdo, but he was a huge sociopath who was playing little mind games and trying to figure
boy.
out who didn't like who and who he could manipulate and who would listen to him and then take the things that he was saying and go tell other people.
How
It was
old
ridiculous.
is this guy? Like, that's such a childish thing. Roughly.
If I had, so he did have some gray hairs around the edges, and if I had to take a stab at it, I would say probably mid to late 40s.
Okay, so way too old to be doing that.
Yes,
dumb
you're
shit.
a grown-ass man. If you can't get out of your 20s and eliminate some of that pettiness, then stay away from me. So, stay away. So, I figured out the religious nut thing pretty quick because, you know me, I have a mouth like a sailor, and oftentimes I like to use the word fuck like a comma, and some people don't like that. Working in construction, this is acceptable behavior. You could scream fuck in the middle of a job site and nobody's going to bat an eye. Like, this is normal.
His uhs and ums are fucks.
You know, versus if you're in the middle of a bunch of cubicles and you scream fuck, they're probably going to send you to HR.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too, man. I use it part of my vocabulary, but I'm respectful in certain situations. But when we're hanging out or whatever, I let it fly. Is it all the time? No, but it's just a part of my vocabulary.
Gotta
man.
be you.
You know, I am Sweet Derek, but I also like to fuck.
That was aggressive. And he stared, and you got the camera look too. Zoom in on the edit. So I'm trying to be respectful of this guy. I notice early on that he doesn't really like the cursing, and that makes him unhappy. So I'm like, okay, I'll tone it down a little bit. But also, to your point, like every once in a while, I'm going to let it fly. Like, I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
So my mission then shifted, and this is how you have to address and deal with religious weirdos. Anytime you can take a little jab, a poke, if you will, and fuck with them, it's your responsibility to do it, because these people are miserable. They're like vegans in the sense that they have to tell everyone that they're vegans, and they also have to tell you, if you're a vegan, why you're not doing it correctly and you're not a vegan.
Like, do you with anything, but then when you're gonna slam it down my throat and then make me try to feel like shit because I'm not you, fuck off.
Yeah, live your life. If I say that, like, I have the ability to teleport and then I can't show you, then you can call me a liar and like rub my face in it. But other than that, like, I don't know where I was going with that. It's fine.
But no, I don't hate on religious people. But when you're like those, there's levels to everything, and you're like that crazy hardcore. When they have those signs that say God hates, not going to say the word.
Yeah, all you need to say there is
crazy
Westboro Baptist
Correct,
Church, and those people,
crazy.
fuck
dude.
them.
Yeah, psychos.
I feel like if we can all unite as a nation under one banner, it is fuck those guys that are just super hardline and say all that hateful, mean shit.
Yeah,
Fuck
you're
those
a
guys.
hateful
They're terrible.
person. You're a cult. You're not a religion anymore, in my opinion. You
Now
know what I
this
mean?
guy wasn't like to that level,
Okay,
but
okay.
it's
Borderline
it's
cult?
Westboro adjacent. Like it's like going to church with them. Not to spoil the story, but I felt like I was in a scene from that movie Red State. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yep. 2 versions of it.
Slightly scary. The newer version, I don't know about any kind of an older version, but the newer version, I was like, oh my God. It perfectly describes these people and explains like what they would really want to do. They're insane. But I digress. So I regularly throw little jabs at him. And he half the time it goes over his head, and all the other people that I'm working with would be laughing, and then sometimes he would kind of eat it and he would try to talk shit back, but he was just so bad at it. I mean, you know me, I'm a swashbuckler. Like, I'm like fling, and I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I don't even have to know you that well to find a nerve and just press.
It's like someone playing pee-wee football with a college player.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, or even a pro. You're not in the same level.
Like
dude. You're gonna
Ohio
get
State defensive end, Little Giants football
You're
player.
just stiff arming the little baby.
I will
little baby boy.
smash you. So I knew I wasn't going to last long on this job, which is kind of the nature of union construction in general. Like, you're used to bouncing around, or you better get used to it, because I'm just not an ass kiss. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to service someone like that.
Yeah, I've never been an ass kisser too. I let my hard work.
Exactly, and that's the way I feel like it should be. The work should speak for itself, but
Correct.
unfortunately, in almost any workplace, in construction
Kissing ass
included,
and who you know, sadly. Yeah.
yeah. So every Friday on this job, because we were spread out all over the base, they would have us. It's an Air Force base, and their main thing is planes. Big shocker, but they had all these different buildings. There's different units, and they have their own building. You know, some of them are directly related to the airplanes. They have the Thunderbirds out there, and I think I'm correct. Throw it up there, but they do like the crazy stunt plane flying and stuff. And they had drills while we were out there. Now there's a thing called red flag where there are planes constantly flying and they're like swooshing over at supersonic speeds, and you're just outside and one of them comes just thundering over your head. And then you're just fucking deaf, dude. It was a little rough. I did not enjoy that.
Though, no, to see them too. Or
yeah,
no?
it was cool. It was cool, but it wasn't. I mean, because when you're on the base, they have your ass. You don't fall under the laws of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Like
you fall
place
under
now.
military
Yeah,
law.
correct,
So it's like, it really isn't that serious, but at the same time, you need to recognize you're in a place where you should not be fucking around. Like, you don't want these people to take control of you. You are under their control,
Yeah.
but respectfully, you just need to do your thing and get the fuck out of there so you can survive. Fuck the government. Anyways. So they have all these different buildings. So we were all spread out. They maybe had 20 employees working for this company.
Okay, so
and they
decent
had
amount,
several different jobs. So they would kind of bounce us around. You'd stay at one place for a few days. Oh, the work needs to get done over here. They move you over there, and so on and so forth. This guy was such a little plotter and planner, a little sociopathic mastermind. He would go around and he would talk shit about people, or he would like create fake beefs and be like, "Oh, so and so said this about you. How do you feel about that?" And I'm like,
And they never said that? He just makes it up?
Correct.
That's
Because you know
that's
me,
psycho
Derek.
shit,
If you
dude.
say so and so said this about you, I'm going to talk to the motherfucker. Like we will have a conversation. You're going to hear from me. Like, so he did that one time, and I went up to the guy and I was like, "Are you talking shit about me? Like, I've literally known you for less than a month, and you're talking shit about me." And the guy's like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh wow.
And I'm like,
That's-
okay,
Yeah,
so
whoa.
suspicion's confirmed.
Yeah.
This guy is trying to grease the wheels or do something weird, which it's like, to what end?
but he's your boss too, so why is he doing that?
I work for the
That's
company that you're
weird.
controlling.
Yeah,
Like,
what?
why
Yeah,
are you playing these little
weird.
mind games where you're trying to control everyone that you're under? He was weird.
Yeah.
So I had this guy pegged for a total lunatic right off the bat. He was ultra religious, didn't like cursing. He was doing all this wild shit to see who liked who or who he could tell a secret to, and they
Which
wouldn't
again,
play
if you're a
telephone and
religious
go tell a
man, you
bunch of
shouldn't
people.
be doing this bullshit.
Correct.
You're supposed to
If
love
you are
your
living
fellow
a godly
human being.
lifestyle, absolutely. Sweet Derek hits it on the head. If you're truly a religious person, and I feel like I could take a stand on this because I'm by no means a perfect Catholic, but there are certain tenets that I live by, and for the rest of the time when I'm using the word fuck like a comma, I ask God for forgiveness and he forgives. That's the kind of Jesus that I believe in. If you believe in a different one who's angry and is smiting people and
Knock
hating
at the
people.
cabin, God.
Oh, God. Let's not get
Call
into
that.
that again. But if you're into all of that, I just think you're doing it wrong. And that's the kind of people these guys were. So on Fridays, we would have a safety meeting. So we were all spread out. But in the morning on Friday, we would all meet. We'd get our checks. Typically, this motherfucker would bring donuts, which doesn't garner any good favor with me because you've already proven that you're just a sixth grade little girl playing the, what were those things called where they do the, and they did MASH.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
But you had to
what you're
pick a
talking-
number
yeah,
and then
yep,
pick a
the
number,
things,
pick a
yeah, I remember
color.
those, yeah.
Oh, it says here that you like to fart in your sleep or,
ask a
something.
question.
Yeah,
I
or whatever.
remember-
Or
I
they
remember
play
those
MASH
things,
and all
yeah, I
that.
remember those things. Yeah.
Shout out to sixth grade girls everywhere. That was those were more innocent times. I feel like sixth grade girls now
yeah.
are probably more devious.
The
The
little
internet is
notes and
just
stuff.
ruining
Do
everyone.
you like me?
Oh God.
Check yes.
Check
or no.
yes or no. I mean, if you're smart, you just put a box that says yes, and then you have no
You don't
option.
even leave
And
the
how
no
dare
option.
you draw a no box and checks that? Oh God. So we're having one of these little meetings, and on this particular day, he had no voice. So of course, because being me, I have to fuck with him. So I go, "Hey, what's going on over there, Froggy? You got no voice." And he goes, "I was singing to G." I'm gonna attempt the Jamaican right now. Get ready for it. I feel like I'm gonna butcher this. I was singing to Jesus, man. He didn't throw the man in there, but I had to man it for fucking Jamaica. So I'm sorry, Jamaica. So basically, he told me that he was at church singing, and me being curious like I am, of course, I had to go. So I'm Catholic, and I don't know what you are. What's your church all about? And he goes, "Oh, you'll have to come to a service one time and find out." And I looked at him, and there was a brief pause, and in the text bubble over my head, I was like, "I bet you don't think I will come to your church, motherfucker, and come to service, but Daddy's coming.
call
I'm
your bluff."
coming. Call. All in? Call. I'll be there immediately." So he invites me, and because I've already pegged him as a religious weirdo, he told me the name of the church and gave me the address clearly so I could show up. So I looked it up, and it's an apostolic church. I had no idea what these people were all about,
Yeah,
and
I've
didn't.
never even heard of that. Yeah.
You're going to have to look it up. Google that apostolic church and see what all they're about. These people are nuts. Now, I do know that there is a group of them called Pentecostals, and these people speak in tongues and hold snakes and do all kinds of crazy shit. Like, have you ever seen that movie with Will Ferrell called The Campaign?
Yes.
Where he's campaigning and he gets
yeah.
bit by the snake and his arm blows up and everything. Dude, shout out Will Ferrell. That movie is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like the same weirdos that they have people come up and they're like, "I'm releasing the demons from you," and they like
Yeah.
act it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, duh,
Yeah, or
I'm
somebody comes
relieved."
up on crutches and
Yeah,
they're
it's
like,
yeah.
"Get the demons out your legs," and now you can
the
walk,
legs,
and they throw the
Jesus,
crutches aside and magically they can walk. Like, come on. I'm a big Jesus guy, but
Yeah.
he's
now
not
it's an
doing
act.
that. That's a little too far. You're a liar. God will smote you for that. Like, how dare you?
I know.
So he invites me. I tell Dad, "You're coming with me. There's absolutely no way I'm doing this adventure alone. I need witnesses." and possibly a duo to just destroy all these people in case they attack us. So we show up to the building, and we'll look up some pictures and we'll throw one up right here.
And when was this, dude? Like just on a Sunday on your day off on a weekend?
No, oh, okay. So here's the other thing that just killed me, okay? I know that you're more spiritual than religious, Derek. What day do you go to church?
Yeah, Sundays.
Sunday.
Sundays, yeah.
Sunday is the Lord's day, people. Sunday is for Jesus, and for a certain period of time during the year, Jesus gracefully allows football to steal some of its
Yeah,
shine
day
and
of rest,
exist.
yeah.
Shout out to NFL.
Yeah.
Sundays when you go to church. This man invites me to church, and we're going to church on a Wednesday night. Why do you do this?
Yeah, it's so weird. A nighttime too, like not even during the day.
Why?
That's strange, dude. Yeah, it's weird.
Why? So once again, because I'm on a mission, I'm not going to let this guy back me down. I'm coming to your church. I have to see how weird you are outside of church. You really took a chance in inviting me to this, knowing that I am not of the same views and values.
So you said you showed up, so I have to know because I'm interested. So what did the church look like? Was it a nice church on level from like cheap little crappy church to Scientology where it's a mansion and it's gated and you got all the money? Like what level? How was it nice? What did it look like?
Scientology goes that hard?
Oh, dude.
I didn't even know that.
Dude, all the money the Hollywood puts in it. Look up some pictures. I'll put some
Oh
up here
man, we
too.
might have to make that.
They're-
I might have to
they're
make a
castles.
trip to a Scientology
They're
church
castles, Kyle.
for a little
Castles, dude.
little research.
Yeah,
The
they're
one
crazy.
they have here in town is like down off of DI in Maryland
And I
or something.
bet
It's in
you
a
it looks
crazy area.
crazy,
it looks
though.
shitty on the outside.
does it?
I'm
Well,
telling you. We will
I'm talking
get a
about LA
Google
ones.
image of
The
it and
LA
look at
ones,
it. Yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Well, our father Tom Cruise is in there, greasing the wheels, so it's all good. It wasn't shitty. The building was old, but all I could say is if you're from the Midwest, an old Midwestern church, lots of white,
Okay,
everything
yeah,
was
yeah.
white, walls painted white tile on
Kind
the
of
entryway.
barn-ish looking almost.
Pine.
Kinda.
No, not even. It was just old. Like they had
Okay,
old
okay.
knockdown finish on the drywall on the walls. It just looked old, but it's really like kitschy. Like they have the little trinkets
Yeah,
of
okay.
Jesus,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I know what you're talking
everything
about.
is just old looking. It's very, very dated. It
Gotcha,
was
gotcha.
clean, but it was old and dated. The
Okay.
carpet was like that shitty, no padding, like green, almost
yeah,
looked like a
yeah,
putting
yeah,
green
yeah.
color. Very, very cheap, and it had that musty stink that comes
Oh.
with that carpet. It was not great.
Yeah.
So we show up to the church. We go in. This was during COVID, so Dad and I, because my mother, God rest her soul, was a nurse for many, many years, and she was very conscious of us not getting sick. We wore the masks. That's the time that we were in. We wore the masks. Don't get all argumentative with me. I didn't like doing it either, but in this event, it was perfect
Yeah.
for the scenario.
Some people believe not doing it because of the government tells you. Sometimes it's just like, I'm going to do it out of respect because I don't know my situation, respectful of you because I care about your well-being and who I am around.
Yeah,
Even
and
though we found
also
out
these
later
people
time we didn't
clearly
know.
didn't give
Yeah.
a fuck about it. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm also not trying to get sick off of
Because
you
like
dickheads.
honestly, fuck the government. You know what I mean? If we knew. Fuck
if I get
you.
a sniffle, I'm coming back with the full kit on. So we go in. These people all dressed. There was a couple outliers there, but these people all dressed really nicely for the service, which, as you do, a lot of people typically like to wear their Sunday's best. Once again, Sunday's best on
Sunday's
the Lord's
best,
Day.
yeah.
If you're a guy, a nice suit. If you're
Or
if you're,
even
if,
like
if
a
you're
button up, you know what I mean? Or
absolutely, just a
polo
nice
or
shirt. You
whatever.
don't even
Yeah.
have to go full
Yeah.
suit. And for ladies, a nice dress. If you want to wear a pantsuit or some trousers, go for it. It's 2023. You can accessorize.
Do you, girl?
But when you see a large group of men in tweed jackets and the women are wearing dresses that look like they're either polygamists or they're cosplaying Little House on the Prairie, the concern starts to set in.
Yeah, this
Before
is like a horror
we've even
movie,
gotten
dude. Yeah,
into
this
the
is crazy.
door.
This is already scary, dude.
Before we even
Making me
got into the
nervous.
door. So we get in there. We're wearing masks. Nobody else is. Marcel was married to, I believe she was also Jamaican, and they had some little Jamaican children. This church was full of white people. They were the only black people there. So, and his daughters were wearing the weird fucking dresses
Dude,
too.
is this
and they
the
had
plot to Get Out, bro?
Oh my God.
This is crazy, dude.
This man was heavily indoctrinated. So the way this church worked, which I didn't know, is apparently they have religious power couples. I don't know. They all took turns. Like there were pastor families, and the husband and wife would take. I mean, the wives were not on the stage. This shit was. If for you feminists out there, you should go just. This isn't a call to action, but hypothetically, this is the church you'd want to burn down.
This is like the
It was
Righteous
definitely-
Gemstones type shit.
Absolutely.
kinda. Yeah.
But I mean, they were subservient. The women were subservient. They were not on stage. It was all about the men. The band,
Okay. Wow.
the guy who was doing the message. We're going to get into that. So we go into the church. We're wearing the masks. I see Marcel. He immediately takes me over to this sign that has a mask with the circle crossed through it. And it said, according to NRS 123.456, whatever the Nevada revised statute was that required people to wear the masks, you need to wear a mask. However, because we believe in the Fourth Amendment, which I believe is about the quartering of soldiers, and I have no fucking idea what it has to do with wearing a mask on your face.
There must be some type of like small little fine print or something, and they're using
Correct.
that or
There's some
bullshit,
way
you
that
know?
that's
Yeah.
like I said, that's the thing about these religious people. They twist things to fit their needs.
Usually,
they
like
don't.
religion will try to like act like they have these rights, you know what I mean, like special rights. So maybe that's what they're trying to do, and they're trying to put it on an amendment.
Yeah, they're
We'll have to look it up.
they're nuts.
Yeah.
So it didn't apply. They were constitutional scholars out there. Get these people. They are abusing our laws.
Yeah, it sounds.
Or twisting them to fit some
Yeah,
strange
sus, dude.
narrative that they're doing. So he like sneak dissed us for the masks, and I'm like, if you think I'm taking this off, no.
That was like low key, probably him telling you.
Absolutely.
that too, right? Take
It's
it
on.
off.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's on. Me and my dad are two of the most stubborn German-Irish human beings on the planet. I will not remove that. Just because you told me not to.
Yeah, now I'm
This could
definitely
be the
not
most
doing it, yeah.
uncomfortable thing in the world.
Yeah.
Now I'm not doing it. Now I'm not. How do you like that, bitch? Suck it. So we go in there. He's introducing me to people. I mean, presumably he's trying to get me to join this church, which was a non-starter from the beginning. But he introduces me to people, and he introduces me to some of them that are also in my union. Here's another one of our brothers, and I'm like, oh, I'm really glad I came here so I can identify you and know that
dude.
you're
So
a
he's
part
already
of this
like
crazy
he's already
weird
weaseled
shit.
his way in, dude, into the work environment
Yeah.
of like, come to my cult.
No, these people are not at the top, and I have a plan to defeat them if that's the case. So we do the hey, how you doings. Marcel's in the band, so he goes up to get things going.
Slapping the bass.
Me and my dad are personable. We're just saying what's up to people around us. The guy in front of us was sitting down, and he turned around and shook our hands, and we're like,
You're
yeah,
still
we're
trying to
just
be
checking
nice,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Just trying to get along with everybody. So finally, the service starts, and me being a Catholic, like there's a very regimented order to the way that a mass goes, or in their words, a service. This was not that. The band started playing, and they broke out into song, which felt kind of familiar to me because in the Catholic Church
it's always
it's similar,
singing and
and the
stuff,
priest walks in, and the mass begins. But they're singing, so it's everything you expected it would be, Derek. They're singing. There's probably about half a dozen men up on the stage, and they're going and doing all the overtly like Jesus.
Oh no!
Some of
dude.
them are doing. Have you seen the video of the guy that looks like Jesus, and he's wearing a blue polo shirt tucked into his jeans, and he has white New Balances on, and he's doing some kind of religious crip walk, and there's guys around him like going like, yeah,
No, I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen
You
that,
have
but
to
I'll
look
have to
that
look
up.
that
Put a
up,
little short clip of it up.
On the side of town that they scared of. Little do they know I'm the one to beware of. Don't want no square love. Killer see me out, give me bear hugs. Haters see me falling, know they bad up.
The Jesus crip walk.
right.
So they're doing these weird dances. They're playing the music. They're doing the tambourine, and I'm like, okay, cool. This I can get down with this. You got a little opening music.
Yeah.
How long do you want to guess that song went on for?
4 minutes or something. 5 minutes.
That would have been reasonable.
Yeah.
They sang for, I want to say, 15 to 20 minutes.
What?
And it wasn't like, it wasn't a
20
song where you could pick up a hymn book if you will,
to follow along
and read the lyrics, and also coincidentally see the music. If you could play music, you could just right along with them. It made no sense. There was chorus, 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 verse, chorus, verse, 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 chorus, 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 chorus,
Just repeating it over
chorus,
and over and over
verse
again.
for
This is some
15 to
weird
20
shit,
fucking
dude.
minutes. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
not
how
Pink
long are you
Floyd
guys
or
gonna
Led
sing?
Zeppelin, dude. What the fuck is going on? Dude? It's like Fish, bro. It's a fucking Fish religious
I knew
group.
I was in trouble,
Oh,
dude.
dude,
They
this
were.
already sounds like a nightmare. I'm out. Just letting you know now. I'm out, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
you
already-
would have
I'm
walked
already
out
gone.
immediately,
I'm
but
already
I was
gone,
committed
dude.
to staying. And
Oh,
also,
dude, I'm
while
gone,
he's
bro.
up there playing the bass, I can feel him looking across the crowd, looking at me. And I was so glad I had that mask on my face because I was grinning from ear to fucking ear. I knew this was going to be a story to tell friends, and now we're on a podcast doing it because this was insane. So they sing the extra long song, and I'm like, whew, thank God that's over. And they get into the meat and potatoes of the service. So once again, this is just totally foreign to me, and I had no idea what was coming. Initially, the head pastor, father, brother, whatever they call him, the message was good. He started out, he had a big bowl of water on the center altar on the stage.
Okay. Yeah.
And he had a couple of the guys come up and lift one side of the altar. And he was essentially showing that water like self-levels.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he pulled out another thing, which is a kind of an old-timey tool, but it was used in construction previously. I have never used one, and it's like a running joke on construction sites, a plumb bob. And if you don't know what that is, it's essentially a weight on the end of a string, and you use it to find a certain point, like from the ceiling, like if you're trying to lay something out. It always
like a leveler kind
it
of.
has the weight. It always
yeah.
finds level. And the basic message was God is your level, and he'll always help you come back to the center.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was
Yeah,
like,
that's a nice
okay,
message.
I can
Yeah.
get jiggy with
Okay,
that.
yeah.
That shit's
Yeah,
nice. That's
yeah.
a good message. But then it took a hard turn. So mind you, we
Soften
already
you up
did
first.
15 to 20 minutes of singing. He's probably 20 minutes into this sermon or whatever they call it, and then he just starts going on about, well, we're not going to let the government tell us what to do. We're not going to let them inject poison vaccine in our veins and make us wear masks on our faces like we're slaves.
Oh,
now,
no,
mind
dude,
you,
you're
a
the
lot of
only
the
two
shit
in
he
there
was
with masks,
saying was
dude.
just he was super vitriolic, and he was doing finger pointing and all of that. And he was panning across the room, and he was playing to his crowd. But every once in a while, we'd lock eyes, and I'm just grinning ear to ear behind the mask because I'm like,
yeah.
I bet if you could right now, you would pull out a gun and you would shoot me because you hate the fact that I'm wearing this mask so badly. And he went on this crazy tirade about rap music, which also, to a certain point, the basic principles of what he was saying about rap music, talking about women disrespectfully and
What,
stuff.
is this
yeah,
the year
sure.
2000?
But
dude?
also-
I mean, come on, bro. Like,
To
what?
your point,
No one
like
fucking-
it exists. Like
Yeah.
you're not convincing anybody, and
Such
you
an
just
old
sound like an
argument,
insane. But just
dude,
don't
yeah.
take part of it.
Yeah.
It's like if someone offers you a Triscuit and you don't like Triscuits, you're going to say no thank you. And then that's the end of it. You don't have to make a sign and go stand out on a corner like you're a member of the Westboro Baptist Church saying,
I won't
we
fucking
don't
eat
like
Triscuits."
Triscuits. Fuck you, Westboro Baptist Church, too. Those people are the bottom of the barrel, but we're not going to bang on that drum for too long. So he goes on this long tirade. We had 15 to 20 minutes of song. He talked for a minimum of 75 to 90.
What?
We were
Dang,
there
dude.
for almost
And he's
2
just
hours,
like
start to
screaming and all
finish.
crazy now. He's like, just
And
in
they're
it,
going,
like,
amen. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
this
right,
is just
brother. And the
crazy shit
guys
now, dude.
who
Yeah,
are
this is
the
like
fellow
horror film
associate
shit.
pastors are walking around doing this, and I'm like,
Rap music will be damned.
oh man,
Oh.
damn it, straight to hell,
Oh,
Lord, let it be so.
This is scary, dude. This is.
And
freaking
I'm
me out.
sitting there with my father saying a different kind of prayer, as in, please, Lord Jesus, let us leave this building alive, and please don't put me
What
in a
if you're
situation
the
where I have to kill one of these
sacrifice now? This
people.
is the movie, dude. You're in the plot, bro. You're the people that are wearing the masks.
I was
and
watching
we're
it play
now
out in
you're
real
you're the
time.
sacrificial.
I was like, we're in
lambs,
here.
bro. Yeah.
Well, then on top of that, I forgot to mention this. the guy who was sitting in front of us, when he stood up, he had a fucking gun in his back pocket, Derek.
Why
I was
would you
like,
bring it
what?
to church? Yeah, that's crazy.
In a
dude.
church?
Oh my god, makes me nervous.
I mean, I'm not saying that Jesus doesn't like guns, but when you're going to his house to worship him, maybe just leave that at home or in the glove box, like not
Yeah.
in church. So he does. We got song. We got short, good message. Long rant about society and how they hate it and how we're all going to hell. I felt damned, but also I'm like, I bet you're wrong.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah,
you're wrong. That's not how this is going to
it's
play
too
out.
crazy. Just be like, my thing is, if you're religious, just be a good human being. You know what I mean?
Correct.
That's all I just wanna be.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. You don't even have to be religious, but that is the basic tenets
Yeah,
of
just
religion:
be a good
is
human being.
accept that you're a human, you're flawed, you're going to make mistakes, try to do better, take care of other people.
Yeah,
That's it.
easy, dude. Yeah.
So he's wrapping up what he's saying, and I'm like, thank God this is over.
Yeah,
They fucking did it again, Derek. They sang for another 15 to 20
No.
minutes, and at that point I
no,
was like, I
dude,
gotta
and you're still
leave.
here. You're just
Still
gonna sit
there.
through this.
I had to
Were
make it
you
through
like
the whole
scared
thing.
to leave?
I wasn't scared to leave. It was more like I didn't want to leave, so then he could hit me with a "at work, why did you leave?" or try to like make me
Okay,
feel bad.
yeah,
Like, no,
yeah.
I'm seeing it through all the way,
Yeah, you're in.
all
You're
the
locked
way.
in. Yeah.
So we get through the second song, finally, and I'm like, thank God. And I look at Dad, and because we have the masks on, shout out to masks. I liked it. You could be like to people, and they wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
I looked at Dad, and I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here. So we head for the door. The
Oh,
door's
no.
right here in front of us.
Oh, no.
We're going towards
I
it.
know it's coming.
The religious
They're
weirdos.
coming. Yep, they're
Papa,
coming, dude.
Papa Smurf of the
They're coming.
Apostolic Church, Marcel, and a couple of his brother pastors are off to the side. They see us going for the
Yeah,
door,
you ain't
and they
leaving.
fast
Yeah,
they
you
fast
ain't
walk to
leaving
head
until
us
they
off,
get
and I'm
their
like,
word,
oh
dude,
no. So they come up and they
Recruitment's
ask us
on.
what we think, and I just had to shut that down. And he goes, "Oh well, we'll see you next time." And I was like, you know what? I was like, if there's anything about this experience that has brought me to certain realizations, it's that I am definitely Catholic. It was very interesting and lovely to be here, but no thanks and a good night. And I was like, we got to go. We got to get out of here.
Dude, yeah.
And like
Now
I
you made it
said,
safely, man. That's horror
oh,
movie
man.
stuff right there.
It
dude.
was. It was. I was concerned. And the funniest thing was Dad's just having a laugh all the way home. And I'm like, you knew the whole time that these people were insane and you didn't warn me? We could have just canceled it. We didn't even need to go.
Dude. Oh, man. He let you walk into that fire, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I
hilarious.
mean, I respect it because he probably really got a kick out of that. And apparently had a lot of faith that we were going to survive. Oh my God, that's so sacrilegious. That's how you know Jesus really believed in me, because we survived. Oh man, I hate them so much. But yeah, dude, the second I left that job, and he was this is just another little add-on to how much of a liar and a sociopath he was. The guy lays me off, which I could already tell was coming.
Like quickly after this experience, would you say, or a while?
It was a little while.
And did he like bring it up, or was it kind of just?
He
a
did
dumb
not bring
thing?
it up.
Okay,
It was
okay.
unrelated. I actually got injured, which we can talk about in another pod. But that, I feel like possibly that had something to do with it. But he laid me off and he goes, you're a great hand. You can come back and work for me anytime. And I'm like, but I can't work for you now. Like, why would I come back if you don't want me now, motherfucker?
Yeah, that's weird.
But anyways, I was so glad to get out of there.
Wild story.
If you have an experience with religious weirdos, leave it in the comments. Let us know. I find them fascinating, and it's kind of like going to the top of a very tall building, standing on the edge and looking over. Like you're just tasting danger. You're a little, but you can't jump off the deep edge. Jumping off the edge is joining them.
Yeah,
essentially.
you're experiencing the first part of a horror film, dude.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't turn into the horror
Don't do
part.
it to
Yeah,
yourself.
seems scary, but
Oh, shit. Anyways, thanks for stopping in, guys. I'm Uncle Kyle. There's Sweet Derek in front of the camera for the first time. We will see you later.
love you guys. Thank you, Natty Nation. Make sure to please like and subscribe, follow, leave comments. Helps the algorithm. We appreciate you guys for listening so much.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.